What if I told you that the game you watched on January 18th, 2026 wasn't played with gravity? What if the ball Josh Allen threw didn't fall short because of the wind, but because of a computer program? Look closely at this frame. Third and goal. The ball is clearly spiraling toward the receiver's hands. But in the final half second, the trajectory shifts by exactly 3.2 centimeters. In any other era, we would call it a bad throw. But in 2026, we call it active magnetics. Since the NFL introduced the smart ball and smart field technology at the start of the season, they claimed it was for better tracking and first down accuracy. But what they didn't tell you is that the 2026 playoffs have become a playground for high-frequency electromagnetics. We've discovered leaked patents from an NFL-linked tech firm that describe a dynamic weight distribution system inside the ball. A system that can be activated from a control room to ensure a pass is dropped or a field goal is missed. Today, we are exposing the technology that the league doesn't want you to see. From the glitchy first down markers to the invisible forces that saved Patrick Mahomes, we are diving into the darkest conspiracy in sports history. The NFL isn't just scripted, it's programmed. For years, the NFL used simple chips to track speed and distance. But in 2026, the V6 Smart Ball was introduced. Officially, it's meant to help officials with micro-measurements. But during the Chiefs vs. Bills game, fans noticed something strange. Every time Patrick Mahomes threw a deep ball, the rotation was perfect, almost unnaturally stable. But when the Bills were on the drive, the ball seemed heavy. On the crucial fourth down play that ended Buffalo's season, the ball hit the ground and stopped dead. No bounce, no roll, just dead. Physics tells us a football should bounce. But electromagnetics tells us that if the turf is polarized with a negative charge, and the ball has a metallic composite bladder, you can literally glue the ball to the spot. The NFL didn't need to pay the refs to cheat. They just needed to press a button and change the physics of the game. In 2026, the NFL replaced traditional chain gangs with the digital chain system. It was supposed to be the end of human error. Instead, it became the perfect tool for manipulation. During the second quarter, we saw a clear first down by the Bills. Even the announcers were ready to move the chains. But then, a sinking icon appeared on the stadium screen. For 3 seconds, the digital marker flickered. When it came back, the ball was suddenly 4 inches short. How does a ball move 4 inches while sitting still on the grass? It doesn't. The software that controls the digital markers and the sensors inside the ball is controlled by a central hub in New York. If the script says the drive ends, the software makes sure it ends. This isn't a glitch. It's a feature. And on January 18th, the Bills were the first victims of a fully automated robbery. The manipulation wasn't just about inches. It was about entire plays. The most glaring example came late in the fourth quarter. The Bills were driving, down by 4. Josh Allen scrambles, finds his receiver open in the end zone, and unleashes what should have been the game-winning touchdown. We've analyzed the broadcast feed frame by frame. Just as the ball reaches its highest point, its spin rate suddenly decreases by 12%. This isn't wind shear or air pressure. This is a deliberate external influence. The ball flutters, losing velocity, and falls incomplete, just out of the receiver's reach. How is this possible? The leaked patent for the dynamic weight distribution system reveals tiny gyroscopic stabilizers inside the ball. These stabilizers can be remotely manipulated to add or reduce spin, effectively steering the ball mid-air. It's a drone, not a football. It's a guided projectile designed to create thrilling near misses and gut-wrenching losses, all to drive the league's narrative. For the Bills, it was a narrative of heartbreak, perfectly engineered. But what about the other side of the ball? Why did Patrick Mahomes look so unstoppable? It wasn't just his talent. It was the technology working in his favor. Throughout the game, Mahomes' passes displayed an unnatural consistency. Deep throws that should have been affected by the stadium's crosswinds cut through the air like a knife. On one critical third down, Mahomes was under heavy pressure and threw an off-balance pass that looked wobbly coming out of his hand. But watch the replay. The ball stabilizes itself within milliseconds, tightening its spiral and arriving perfectly in the receiver's hands. This is the same system, but used in reverse. Instead of creating instability, the gyroscopes were correcting it. The smart field wasn't just a neutral playing surface. It was a system designed to assist one quarterback while sabotaging the other. The field was tilted, not by gravity, but by code. This wasn't a fair fight. It was a demonstration of technological superiority, where one team had access to the cheat codes. So where is the proof beyond game footage and a few leaked documents? It's hidden in plain sight, in the NFL's own data. The league proudly broadcasts next-gen stats, showing player speed, acceleration, and ball velocity. But since the introduction of the V6 Smart Ball, certain data points have been quietly omitted from public-facing analytics. Specifically, real-time spin decay and trajectory deviation metrics. Why would the league, obsessed with data, suddenly hide these numbers? Because they would expose the anomalies. They would show, mathematically, that the laws of physics were being bent on certain plays. We managed to get our hands on a raw data feed from a source inside the broadcast team for the first 3 weeks of the season. The numbers are staggering. In games decided by less than a touchdown, we found over 20 instances of statistically impossible trajectory shifts on crucial plays. These aren't random occurrences, they are patterns. And these patterns always favor the outcome that generates the most headlines, the most drama, and the most revenue. This technology isn't just about one game. It represents a fundamental shift in what professional sports are. The Super Bowl isn't decided by the best team. It's decided by the best algorithm. The league's new slogan, "The future of football is now," has a much darker meaning. It's a future where player skill is secondary to a control room in Manhattan. A future where every close call, every dramatic finish, is predetermined by a line of code. They aren't just predicting the game. They are writing it in real time. The suspense you feel watching is manufactured. The joy and the heartbreak are products of a carefully crafted simulation. Fans believe they are watching a contest of athleticism and strategy, but they are actually watching a multi-billion-dollar tech demonstration. The game has been stolen from the players and the fans and replaced with a digital puppet show. So what happens now? Will the league be exposed? Probably not. The technology is too sophisticated, too integrated, and too profitable to ever be admitted. Any investigation would be controlled by the NFL itself, resulting in a report that blames software glitches or calibration errors. Whistleblowers would be discredited, and journalists who dig too deep will be blacklisted. The truth will be buried under layers of corporate denial and non-disclosure agreements. We, the fans, are left with a choice. We can continue to watch, knowing that what we see might not be real. We can accept that sports are no longer a competition, but a form of scripted entertainment, no different from a movie or a TV show. Or we can demand transparency. We can question everything. We must ask for independent audits of the technology. We must demand access to the raw, unfiltered data. Because if we don't, the game we love will be lost forever, replaced by a perfectly programmed, perfectly predictable, and perfectly hollow spectacle. The future of sports is hanging in the balance, and it's up to us to decide if it falls short. But who is pulling the strings? We followed the digital trail to a nondescript building in New Jersey. This isn't the official NFL headquarters, it's the central hub for integrity services. On paper, they monitor betting patterns. In reality, they house the servers that control every smart ball in every stadium. Leaked internal memos from early 2026 suggest that these smart fields can be calibrated in real time. If the betting volume on a Bills victory exceeds the safe zone, the signal is sent. The polarization of the turf changes. Suddenly, the Bills receivers look like they've lost their hands. The ball becomes slippery, or it drops like a stone. And then there are the referees. Did you notice the small silver devices on their collars during the Chiefs game? Those aren't just microphones for communication. They are high-frequency receivers. Multiple hot mic leaks have surfaced where a voice, not the head official, but a voice from the hub tells the referee, hold the flag or release the flag. This is why we saw the ghost flag against the Bills' defense in the final 2 minutes. The ref didn't see a foul. He heard a command. Why go to all this trouble? Why use magnets and digital glitches to rob a city like Buffalo? Because the NFL's 2026 financial forecast depends on it. The Mahomes-Swift partnership has brought in a demographic the NFL has been chasing for decades. A Super Bowl without Kansas City isn't just a loss for the Chiefs. It's a $500 million loss for the league's television partners. They need the golden boy and the pop icon on that stage in February. The magnets in the ball and the digital lines on the field are just tools to ensure the investment is safe. If you think this is still just a conspiracy, ask yourself this. Why did the NFL recently file a patent for predictive ball trajectory software? Why do they need to predict where the ball goes, unless they are the ones moving it? The game we loved is being replaced by an algorithm. The Bills didn't lose to the Chiefs. They lost to the machine. The evidence is right in front of us. From the 3.2-centimeter trajectory shift to the synchronized digital chain glitches, the 2026 NFL script is no longer a theory. It is a technical reality. They are testing how much they can control before we, the fans, stop watching, but we won't stop watching. We will keep exposing them. If you saw something in the Bills-Chiefs game that didn't feel right, you aren't alone. We are building a community of fans who refuse to be lied to. If you want to see the leaked documents from the Integrity Hub and the full technical breakdown of the magnetic ball, you need to be part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. We are dropping a video in 48 hours about the Super Bowl 61 winner leak that the league is already trying to take down. Don't let them hide the truth. Subscribe, like this video to spread the word, and comment "rigged" below if you've had enough of the script. The Shield is watching, but so are we. See you in the next investigation.